It's been around a year since Amazon Prime's The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power Season 1 arrived. Even as someone who can say that they honestly enjoyed watching the show, I could go for hours talking about the problems that it has. These range from typical issues like the pacing to beefs with certain depictions of the characters. Today I'm going to discuss one of the show's biggest plot holes that needs to be resolved, and it has to do with the Dark Lord himself, Sauron. First and foremost, I did not want Halbrand to be Sauron for a few key reasons. One, the show had set him up to be one of the Nazgul or a similar character, a king of men that had enough darkness to fall for the rings. Two, despite the hints of his connection to Sauron, there were some things that Halbrand did that Sauron, even when playing a role, would never do, like wanting to stay in Numenor. Not yet, buddy, and that was in a completely different context. And number three, Halbrand was one of my favorite characters, and Charlie Vickers gave one of the show's best performances so far. So, as you can imagine, I was not enthusiastic about the reveal in Season 1's finale, despite Vickers delivering it quite well. The problem with this is that the show and the showrunners have yet to address how and why Sauron was out in the Sundering Seas in Episode 2. You cannot say that he always intended to find Galadriel in this way, but he just went along with as much as he could. Sauron is powerful, yes, but he is not omniscient. He cannot plan things that well. Not even any of the Valar could do that. Only Eru Ilúvatar, God himself, could plan something like this. Even if he knew about where Galadriel would be at the time from being in Lindon, he still couldn't time it this well. Every other issue with Halbrand being Sauron can be argued away, despite it being quite dumb, except for why was he on the raft? Sauron should have been an independent character from Halbrand from the beginning. Sauron should have been in his Anatar or Elven form when we see him in Season 1. He should have been the one behind Celebrimbor's forge and the elves' apparent decline. His full reveal might not have ended up being in Season 1, sure, but Galadriel should have suspected something about this messenger from the Valar when she would meet him in the final episodes of the season. Now, this brings up an important and related issue, Galadriel. As I said in my full review of Season 1, I thought for sure the showrunners would use Tolkien's plot point of Galadriel seeing through Sauron's guise as a prop-up for a feminist agenda. I was wrong on this, of course. Galadriel was not Little Miss Perfect. She was the biggest fool of them all. So, we are at a crossroads. Either we go with how the season went and have Galadriel be out of character and look like an idiot like she did with the Sauron plot hole, or we go with the more faithful take and have her see through Sauron's trick with no plot hole. In the latter route, Galadriel would still have a lesson to learn though. She thought the enemy was out in a distant land, hiding, plotting against her people, when in reality, he was right in front of her the whole time. I think you can see which way is better. Of course, it would have had its own changes. It, unfortunately though, was not the one that the showrunners decided to go with, but they need to address this issue with Sauron in latter seasons. Hello everyone, this is Movies with Michael, and if you enjoyed that video essay, you can show it by leaving a like on this video, commenting down below what you thought about how Rings of Power has handled Sauron thus far. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Or are you right there in between? Do you think it needs some changes? You can tell me all that stuff down below in the comment section. Let's just be as nice about it as we can. And subscribe for more content about movies, and click that notification icon to be notified about my latest videos.